Okay. I we we are almost ready. I just have to do a quick think thing real quick. So, just give me a few seconds. Okay, so it looks like I'm okay. So I was just checking to see if the announcements was working, and it appears to be. So, okay then. Welcome back to Stories, Paths of Destinies. And audio's working. Great. I need to get in the habit of, I need to get in the habit of, announcing when I'm gonna stream ahead of time. So, alrighty then. I'll be here. Okay, thank you. That's Zansu. He's the moderator. He's helping me figure this out. So, now that we got all that set up. No, 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 no. Okay. It looks good. So, uh, today's stream, we are going to try to finish up the rest of the game by getting all the endings. We got all four truths, which led us. Lapino's a traitor. Zenobia has feelings for Renardo. The Iblis Stone corrupts anyone who uses it. And the Sky Ripper core is unstable. And we've completed the true hero path. But we're not going to stop there. We're going to try to get the rest of the endings. If not this stream, then hopefully next stream. But we do have a little bit of help. We've unlocked the Iblis special power. And we have a Sky Ripper that follows us around wherever we go. And there is a door. Alright, so I'm going to try to get through these as quick as possible. Alright, sorry. Let's go.
The clouds parted over the Isles of Boreas. It was time to choose. The rebellion was in trouble. Ravens were scouting for the secret rebel base. They needed a game changer. Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Bernardo knew that using it could go catastrophically wrong. But he was sure he could figure out how to use it safely. Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Iblis Stone was hidden there. It was a dangerous artifact. It could corrupt its user into a bloodthirsty monster. Maybe. His old friend Lapino needed rescuing. Of course. Bernardo had a pretty strong suspicion that Lapino had betrayed the rebellion. And he had a gut feeling that he needed to use that to his advantage.
So, I'm actually going to change the volume a little bit. It's a little loud on me. Okay, that's much better. Need to hear it, but don't need it to be overpowering. I'm gonna try and see if I can finish the Lapino route first. That's not always easy to do because, like for in this case, we found this truth when we were actually after the Sky Ripper. So, we're gonna try to finish out this front route.
Renato finally realized that Lapino was a traitor to the cause, and maybe Renato could use that somehow.
Okay. So no, we don't want to go back down to the hero route.
Ah, Lapino.
We're gonna skip this.
Lapino had apparently managed to confuse the judge by arguing that he hadn't actually stolen a winged horse. He'd only sold it. But wait, where was the prison? The village was empty. Had everybody fled the ravens?
Okay, now I'm getting back in the hang of things.
That was odd. Renato had been here, at this exact place, at this exact time. But this time, there were so many more ravens.
Okay, was this a shortcut? I don't remember.
Once, Renato had been to a dungeon where all the chests were locked. It was awful.
That would be awful in Renardo's case. Alrighty. Go through here, here, here. Hopefully this is a shortcut. Would love to have one. I know we might get
Ravens
the
were landing everywhere. The advance guard. He'd better get moving. If they got to Lapino first, they'd eat him for breakfast. Or a snack. Ravens weren't picky. If they got hungry, they sometimes forgot to interrogate their prisoners. Even top spies like Lapino. Well, unless he really was a traitor, obviously. Then they'd probably pin a medal on his chest. Dirty and bloody, Renato finally reached Lapino. The rabbit was practicing his shuffle. Renato recognized the cards. It was Lapino's favorite deck. Oh, I thought you were in danger. I am. The ravens are coming. Oh, the prison. We capture Zenobia. We find out what she knows. And that's the whole war right there. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Capture the Emperor's greatest general, who happened to also be a deadly sorcerer, and, oh, his only daughter? That would be worth it. And it would be nice to see her. He'd always had a soft spot for her. And he felt sure she had one for him. On the other hand, he could still get to the core of the Sky Ripper, even if he couldn't get the whole thing. It must have great power.
Now, I'm pretty sure that there is one route via Zenobia route where we just do everything that Lapino recommends, and we haven't done that one yet.
Zenobia wasn't just the Emperor.
So we're gonna try to do that one.
The city was already under Zenobia's control. I had to admire her efficiency. Renato shivered at the thought of Zenobia at the mercy of the interrogators. Would he really turn her over to them? But this was war. It wasn't meant to be pretty.
Okay. So we... Come on. So how's everyone doing tonight? I should probably ask that when there's more than just more people in the actual chat. But no, I guess I'll just do my own thing. Not have to worry about so much. But they're working, yeah. Nobody's listening. I can do whatever I want. Except watch the stream. Since it would never forgive me if I did that. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I want to go this route.
Why was Lupino urging him to capture Zenobia? Obviously it was a trap. But you never knew how Lupino thought. Sometimes his plans were so convoluted they did the exact opposite to what Lupino wanted.
Oh,
there must
maybe
be some way to play on that, Renato thought. Renato hated gogglers, and it freaked him out to cut them.
At this point, I really...
So, what's this plan of yours? Use me as bait, said Lupino. And he outlined a slightly complicated plan that involved geese, a net, setting the Farfarer a little bit on fire, Lupino dressing as an old blind toad, and Renato hiding inside a monstrous watermelon. What could possibly go wrong? Thought Renato.
So let's just go straight for
This is
it.
gonna be fun,
Just
said Lupino
fall
as he ran to
victim
go set up his
to this
marvelous
master's plan that he's concocted. So. You know, I never got a good look at this bomb before. Mostly, I'm still terrified of this thing. And then keep going. Interact.
Renato felt dubious about the whole plan. With every step, he was waiting for it all to go horribly wrong. But again, she'd vanished from Swordfu School, from his life, without even saying goodbye. Without ever telling him she was the Emperor's adopted daughter. Renato was aware of her feelings. Maybe this was a bad idea, but was he letting his own feelings get the better of him?
Okay, so we got 2 exclamation marks here. Yeah, we never really done this top one, did we? Like, there was one other route. Now let's go ahead.
Lupino was right, Renato thought.
Consequences. A12! Just gonna do a little bit of
Cats can run faster, but foxes can run longer. If you ran, he could head her off before she reached her minions at the outpost. Well, he did love a good chase.
Oh, I must have missed that on something on the story. Well, there's multiple paths. I'll look at it again. We're just trying to finish up the game by getting as many endings as we can in one stream. Hopefully we'll get them all done. The problem is the stories often take so long. I mean, that's to be expected. Please tell me this is a shortcut. Please tell me this is a shortcut. How are you today, 1-2? Speed. Now I just kind of feel so silly dying all those times when I could have just re-equip the shield breaker gem back on it. I thought I could handle it with just a hook shot, but I guess not. I mean, I did handle it for the most part.
In this chest, there were woodcuts of amazingly beautiful vixens wearing no clothes at all. And something more useful.
No exploring if we can help it. No smacky against the gemstones.
He could smell her fear. He tried not to think about the interrogators at the secret base. What did they do to her? Maybe it didn't have to end that way. Maybe he could talk to her. But after all, there were worse things the Imperials had done to friends of his.
Oh yeah. Little Peter. We remember him.
Bernardo reached the outpost. The Imperials there were no match for him.
How did
Soon
it
after,
say?
Zenobia limped up the path.
This first.
When she realized he was already in front of her, she didn't even try to run. Oh, you left without saying goodbye. Again.
I won't
Said,
skip this part of the story next time.
You're enjoying this a little too much, she said, shaken. Oh, spare us the chit-chat, would you? Said Lapino as he shackled her hands so she couldn't throw spells. She knows all his plans. All the way back to the Farfarer, Lapino nagged Bernardo about how the interrogators would pry all the intel out of Zenobia. How that would turn the tides in the imminent battle. All they had to do was take her to the rebels' secret base. Bernardo didn't like to think about what the interrogators would do to her. Couldn't he just talk to her?
Okay, so would that just lead me back to one of the other endings that I've done before? Because there's no exclamation mark. That's interesting. And I'm actually doing pretty good today. I was feeling good. I usually don't set schedules when it comes. Well, I haven't been streaming for long. What am I saying? But I'm not used to setting like an actual schedule for this sort of thing yet. I'm still learning. But I've been better than I have been for the rest of the week. The rest of the week had been pretty stressful. So let's take Zenobia to the rebel base.
Bernardo could see ravens everywhere, searching for the rebel base. They'd have to hide the Farfarer or go on foot. What if we get separated? Asked Lapino. For once, thinking ahead. I'll show you a map to the base. Bernardo told Lapino. Bernardo, don't do this, said Zenobia. We were friends once. We... Shut it, witch, or I'll shackle your mouth too.
That's a little
Said Lapino.
harsh.
See? Bernardo thought. There was no way Lapino was working for the Empire. He really hated Zenobia. And then, a few moments later, he touched down.
We had a pretty stressful week. A lot of it had to do with doctor visits not working out the way they should.
As Lapino pulled Zenobia off the Farfarer, Bernardo readied himself for the battle ahead. I'm sorry I nicked your jacket, she said. It's just... Oh God. It's stupid, but... It smelled like you. What? He said, confused. Then... Why didn't you write? Why didn't you first speak? Oh, save the romantic nostalgia. Let's go! Shrieked Lapino. So Renato launched himself down the path to the secret base.
Launch just right. Hey-yo.
Funny about librarians. People thought of them as fussy clerks who shushed them for talking. But the librarians thought of their books as sacred, and themselves as priests in a temple of knowledge. Who knew they were willing to die to protect it?
Well, I guess we do now.
Renato had misgivings. It had been Lapino's idea to capture Zenobia. Lapino who'd guessed she'd run to the outpost. There was something wrong with the way none of Lapino's plans had gone wrong yet. It wasn't like it.
They're really hitting on the fact that even before we know the truth, they're like...
They caught their breath. It's beautiful, she said, looking at the ruins. This used to be the library of Ubar, he said. Before your father's ravens smashed it. Do we have to talk politics? She asked. That's not how I want to remember you, she said with an odd, wistful look at her face. She was as beautiful as she'd ever been, and as brave. Lapino huffed. They got back on the trail.
I love how they're throwing so much suspicion. Even before we knew that truth, because it didn't even have the truth icon up. It was just, you really shouldn't trust your friend, pal. I mean, you really shouldn't. I mean, yes, we called him your old friend, but let's face it.
Didn't your mother tell you it's rude to stare? Snapped Renato, a little smug.
Stop. Which way are you going? So good, don't need the others, let's go. Let's see how many stories we get done tonight.
The long stairs. So he was close to the rebel base. It was on fire. So far so good.
Ow! I didn't even see the exclamation mark.
Renato was remembering all his old tricks. And some new ones. Now, you really ought to ask for a raise. As they made their way to the secret rebel base, Renato felt strange. Zenobia was his prisoner, yet somehow she felt more like an old friend. He wanted to tell her all his secrets, and suddenly the ruins lit up with thousands of fireworks. There was a thunderous roar and dust rose. The caves were collapsing. The caves! You've been playing me? Renato said, and he stared at Zenobia. I'm sorry, she said, and she seemed almost embarrassed. Then everything went dark. When Renato came to, he had a terrible headache. Also, Zenobia's sword was at his throat, and her shackles were gone. So was Lapino. The terrible thing is, he said, I really have missed you. Now that we've destroyed the rebellion, would you consider becoming an advisor to the Emperor's daughter? I'm no one's servant. Everybody serves. Even if it's only destiny. I like to choose my own destinies, he said. The whole point of a destiny is you can't choose. Oh, never mind, she said. Look, if I see you again, I'll have to kill you. He watched her ship soar away. He would see her again, he decided. Even if he had to fight his way across the entire fleet.
I picked my own destiny. That is so fitting for this entire game.
The Imperial fleet was cleaning up the few rebel remnants. For only a moment, he thought about running. But heroes don't run, even when the world is against them. Even when their cause is hopeless, and their efforts futile, and pointless, and useless, and death painful and guaranteed. He's decided to stop thinking for a while.
This may be one of the worst endings. Just for the fact that...
There it was again. The back door to the portal that went to the center of the fleet.
Let's see. Track enemies at any distance. Matters there. Let's go. We can even increase our stamina more. Let's just do that, just so we can just endlessly sprint the whole way. Buddy? Okay, there's the ship. Also, I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to stream next after stories. I haven't really decided because I don't know really when I'm in the mood to play for next. There's like too many options for me.
Renado's arm was sore, his armor wet with raven blood. He was tired of death. But death was not yet tired of him. The rebels were losing. Badly. In some other universe, Renado thought, he and Zenobia left Sword Fu School together, taken other names and sailed off into the mists. Not this Zenobia, and not him. For him, there was nothing to do but forge ahead. Kill the Emperor and end this.
Wait, what were you? I don't recognize you. Was that just a Firebird but in a different Baka?
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Oh! I didn't think they would use that sort of reference in this game, but clearly not. Have you seen Game of Thrones? I admit I didn't originally want to watch it so much, and I guess a lot of it was because of the hype behind it. But I got into it when I was watching it with, I think it was Zansu and my mom too. Everyone was into it. And then you just see all these references in the store and other media, like the Big Bang Theory, stuff like that. Hard to fight and talk, even though I am clearly winning by a great deal. It's hard to think and do stuff.
At last, he reached the Emperor's ship. Zenobia
That
was
didn't
there.
make
Why'd you have to
sense,
come
by the way.
back?
I just realized what
She
I
said.
said.
Guess I'm just serving my destiny. He shrugged. You don't even know what that word means, she said. Do you ever wonder if things have been different all the time? She said, and drew her sword. In the end, Renado lay bleeding out on the deck. Zenobia sat by his side, upset. What are you so upset about? He asked. You wouldn't understand. Why?
Aww.
Why didn't you tell me you were going to leave school? I was afraid you'd convince me not to. I guess I'll have to buy you a drink in the halls of the Valiant then, he told her. And then he was gone.
So that was not the ending I was expecting. The hero who doesn't run, even when the whole world is against him. Walking the cat. Fucking the cat. Wonder who that was. Yeah, that was Zenobia, and Renato's the one that died. Again. We keep killing him. Let's see. You're not even gonna say the stories of the books went back again, or is the narrator just feeling that
The
tedious?
clouds parted over the Isles of
about it.
Boreas. It was time to choose.
Now I know there
The
was some
rebellion was
exclamation
in
points
trouble.
still left.
Ravens were scouting for the secret rebel
It was like
base.
this is the second time I saw the
They
same
needed a
message
game
before.
changer. Pieces of the
Yeah.
Sky Ripper had surfaced. Renato knew that using it could go catastrophically wrong, but he was sure he could figure out how to use it safely. Also, a temple had risen out of empty
When
desert.
was the last
The
time you
Iblis
saw
stone was
that?
hidden there.
It's a word for word.
It was a dangerous artifact.
Word for word.
It could corrupt its user into a bloodthirsty
Huh.
monster. Maybe he could find a way to use it. To take its power without surrendering to its wickedness. And also,
I don't.
his old friend Lapino needed rescuing. Of course, Renato had a pretty strong suspicion that Lapino had betrayed the rebellion. And he had a gut feeling that he needed to use that to his advantage.
Word for word. Go back to the Lapino
Renato
route.
finally realized that Lapino was a traitor to the cause. And maybe Renato could use that somehow. Ah, Lapino.
I know it was a different place
Lapino
from
had
the
apparently
streamer.
managed to confuse the judge by arguing that he hadn't actually
Oh,
stolen the
who
winged
knows?
horse.
Maybe he'll
He'd
come back or
only sold it.
something.
But
Or maybe it's just
Where
one
was
of
the
those
prison?
weird
the village was
spots or
empty.
something.
Had everybody fled the ravens?
Oh, that was not intentional.
That was odd. Renato had been here, at this exact place, at this exact time. But this time, there were so many more ravens.
Yeah, jump down. Woo! I hate to see this. That would be bad if it was another user. I don't think it was though.
Okay, let's get this over with, and we can all go home. Well, not you, just me.
I wonder how many people when they booted up the
Ravens were
game.
landing everywhere. The advance guard. He'd better get moving. If the ravens were... Well,
Oh, cool! I can skip some of the dialogue. At least this one. Around here.
dirty and bloody, Renato finally reached Lapino. The rabbit was practicing his shuffle. Renato...
We
Okay.
capture Zenobia, we find out what she knows, and that's the whole war right there. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Capture the Emperor's greatest general, who happened to also be a deadly sorcerer, and... oh, his only daughter? That would be worth it. And it would be nice to see her. He'd always had a soft spot for her. And he felt sure she had one for him. On the other hand, he could still get to the core of the Sky Ripper, even if he couldn't get the whole thing. It must have great power.
So I think there was another option still available,
Zenobia
the
wasn't
Zenobia
just the
one.
Emperor's daughter, of course. She'd been Renato's best friend in sword fu school.
I don't know if you saw
And
this
you're
part.
still mad for her. The rabbit reminded him. The rabbit had a point. And Renato had a feeling she'd want to see him again. Who knows what could happen between the two of them this time around? She knows all his plans, chuckled the master spy. She won't give them up easily. She'll tell the interrogators, all right, said Lapino. Taking her would change the game, all right.
Okay. And I'll try to not do so much repetition, but I'll also
admire her efficiency.
I'll try.
Renato shivered at the thought of Zenobia at the mercy of the
I'll
interrogator.
try not to have you sit through so much
turn her over
at the
to
same time.
But this was war.
It's a weird balance.
It wasn't meant to be pretty.
Keep running. Dash. Dash.
Sorry, mustache, thought Renato.
Sorry, dash. Dash. I love how this game will still make me chuckle even after we do a little. But then again, I'm just so easily amused. Thing. Go off the thing. Go off. It's gonna fall off the cliff at this rate. Don't want to do that again. This game has a very lenient way of letting you...
You couldn't hack this kind of firewall. You had to warm it up to you.
Let's see, is this the shortcut? Please tell me, is the shortcut... Oof! Is this kind of a shortcut? No. It was not a shortcut at all. It was a lie.
Why was Lapino urging him to capture Zenobia? Obviously it was a trap. But you never knew how Lapino thought. Sometimes his plans were so convoluted they did the exact opposite to what Lapino wanted. Yeah, there must be some way to play on that, Renato thought. These things could really use a hand.
No. Ooh! How did I miss that? It was easier to go shortcut route. Let's go.
So, what's this plan of yours? Use me as bait, said Lapino. And he outlined a slightly complicated plan that involved geese, a net, setting the Farfarer a little bit on fire, Lapino dressing as an old blind toad, and Renato hiding inside a monstrous watermelon. What could possibly go wrong? Thought Renato.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Oh, this is gonna be fun, said Lapino, as he ran to go set up his marvelous plan. Renato felt dubious about the whole plan. With every step, he was waiting for it all to go horribly wrong.
Okay,
But against all odds,
this.
Lapino's idiotic plan worked. Zenobia's ravens ran off after the geese, the net dropped, and Renato jumped out of the watermelon and put his sword to Zenobia's throat. Renato, she said, are those new scars? They look good on you. You never return my velvet jacket. It was my favorite. You look stupid in velvet. Ah, what does an imperial princess know about style? Ah, get a room, you two, said Lapino, probably sensing the chemistry. But the fleet was coming on fast, so they took Zenobia east, over the Nexus. She'd vanished from Swordfu School, from his life, without even saying goodbye. Without ever telling him she was the Emperor's adopted daughter. Renato was aware of her feelings. Maybe this was a bad idea, but was he letting his own feelings get the better of him?
I know that we done both that seemed available during that route. I really don't know. I'm just going off of these exclamation points at this moment.
Listen, said Renato. Let's not do this. Let's not do what? Asked Zenobia. Look, with the Emperor's right hand, you were going to have me interrogated, he said. Sure, yeah, but then I remembered how you feel about me. How I feel about you. You were going to have me interrogated, but I didn't. Because you care about me.
Are you going to explain that one?
Yes again, Buster, he said as he pushed him off his own boat. As he plummeted towards the bottomless clouds of the abyss, Renato decided that he'd not really handle the situation with his usual finesse. He had tried something bold and paid the price.
Wait, what? That was an Andy?
The city was already under Zenobia's control.
You gotta be
I
kidding
had to
me!
admire her efficiency. Renato shivered at the thought of Zenobia.
That's what
at the
happens
mercy of
when
the
I
interrogators.
follow the yellow exclamation
Turn
point
road.
road. That's what
This was war.
happens.
It wasn't meant to be pretty.
I'm not even paying attention to what I'm doing. I just can't. I should have unlocked an ending for that one. The careless ending. Doing your task is just mine. Whoa, that was interesting. I'll admit that much. I do appreciate that these green ones don't require me to change swords so much. That's not a shortcut.
Why was Lupino urging him to capture Zenobia?
Oh, you're gonna make me go down the sewer this time.
Obviously, it was a trap. But you never knew how Lupino thought.
Not to go
Sometimes
with the rabbit's
plans were so
plan.
convoluted they
Oh,
did the
that's
exact
right.
opposite to what
There
Lupino
really
wanted.
isn't any other option, is there?
There must be some way to play on that, Renato thought.
I guess we'll just choose not to.
Anyone ever tell you you have a lovely eye? No?
So let's not go with it and don't bother. There's no point to it. It kind of just feels wasted. But I suppose that's just me.
So, what's this plan of yours? Use me as bait, said Lupino. And
Oh,
he outlined
private
a
plan,
slightly
Andy.
complicated
That'd be
plan that
completed.
involved geese,
I hope
a
so.
net,
I really do hope
setting the
so.
Farfarer a little bit on fire.
Because once we get
dressing
done
as
with the
an old
Lupino
blind
route
toad,
as best as
and
I know
Renato
how
hiding
to,
inside a
we might
monstrous
go on
watermelon.
back to the Iblis
What could
route.
possibly go wrong?
Because we really
thought
only
Renato.
did like, what, 2 of them?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sure you know better.
So I'm guessing we'll have more done with that. I don't know. I just, since I haven't really done a lot with it, it would make sense. It would just make sense that it would feel more done. Plus, I'm curious how the stone's gonna fully affect Renato. Whee, whee. And the watermelon's gone. And go on to Zenobia's boat.
Renato slinked through Zenobia's ship, making no sound at all.
Also, stay
Oh my
hydrated,
gosh.
everyone.
Finally, he reached her bedroom. She was curled up on her bed. Oh, he'd forgotten how beautiful she was. How sleek. How soft. He tapped her on the shoulder with his sword. She became smoke. And he noticed he had a blade to his throat. Stay a while, purred a familiar voice. Did you really think you could capture me? Zenobia said as her ship
Yes.
lifted off. No, I just wanted some privacy, Renato said. Renato knew she still had feelings for him. Maybe he could just cut to the chase. But
Maybe.
was timing right for that?
Let's go for it. He decided to win her
I
heart.
know how you feel about me, baby. I know you want to be with me.
This is gonna
Renato
get me
said.
killed, isn't
What?
it?
The Emperor's evil, babe. I'm
Nice. Remember how nice I was back in school? You were an idiot in school. You said I was funny, said Renato, starting not to like how the conversation was
I'm
going.
gonna die.
Yeah, he pulled me out of an alley. Don't tell me he's evil. Yeah, but did you ever wonder why? No, I didn't. Why don't you ask him? Well, because I know why. He wants to sacrifice you. You can tell him that when he interrogates you. Can't we just start this over? But Zenobia shut him in the hold of the ship. He had no one to explain anything to until he was brought to the Emperor's interrogators. After that, it's just screaming.
I died.
He had tried something bold and paid the price for it.
Oh,
The
no.
city was already under
No,
Zenobia's control.
no.
I had to admire her efficiency. Renato shivered at the thought of Zenobia at the mercy of the interrogators. Could he really turn her over to them? But this was war. It wasn't meant to be pretty.
Yeah, I'm gonna invest all in the stamina points. Because I feel like I'm going faster, right? Or maybe I'm just used to doing the same
just a
stage
dash,
over and over again.
thought Renato.
Oh, that's what happened. Oh, that didn't work. No, it didn't. I do appreciate the bold but epic failures. Well done, game. You kept the game interesting for me even after
Lupino urging
after
him to capture
everything.
Zenobia. Obviously, it was a trap.
Down the hole we go.
But you never knew how Lupino thought. Sometimes his plans were so convoluted they did the exact opposite to what Lupino wanted.
Whoops.
And there must be some way to play with that, Renato thought.
It's just, I'm trying to go the fastest route possible. But I don't want to think it's faster because I think it's faster. I want to go faster because it actually is faster.
So, what's this plan of yours?
Use me as bait, said Lupino. And he outlined a slightly complicated plan that involved geese, a net, setting the Farfarer a little bit on fire, Lupino dressing as an old blind toad, and Renato hiding inside a monstrous watermelon. What could possibly go wrong? Thought Renato.
Alright, no more harebrained
Oh.
schemes.
Go ahead. I'm sure you know better.
I mean,
Said Lupino.
technically I do. I just don't really care at this point because I know how to get a good ending. And what if I'm squandering my life doing bad endings just because I'm a completionist? You know what? I'm having fun skipping it. Ow! Also, the birds are not loading.
Renato slinked through Zenobia's ship, making no sound at all. Where were her guards? Finally,
Come on,
he
I
reached.
skip.
No, I just
Yeah.
wanted some privacy, Renato said. Renato knew she still had feelings for him. Maybe he could just cut to the chase. But was timing right for that? Did you ever wonder why the Emperor adopted you? And he told her why. His
It's the
Imperial
same
Majesty
thing,
wanted
only
to bring
less
the lost
flirting.
gods back. They could make him immortal. But to seal the bargain, he needed a sacrifice. Someone who truly loved him. You're lying. She was furious. You can't prove that. I can. And so, they set sail for the Nexus.
I'm sure there's an ending here I haven't gotten yet.
The scientists at the observatory have resurrected one of his victims. Well, he's not
Yeah, we've seen that one so many times. Upward. Meanwhile, the NPCs just mysteriously disappeared. I wonder if anybody's noticed this. I noticed this like at the beginning of the game. I didn't want to say anything, because I thought it'd be too obvious. Or I'd just be like, oh hey, did you notice? I think the narrator plays all the voices for the characters. And I didn't want to say anything because, you know, it's just, I don't want to say something that was like completely obvious. Like that. Go away. Alright, that's it. I went the wrong way.
She caught up with him. Don't you think I know?
Okay, we know about that. Upwards.
Renato had been searching for a way to save the rebellion. Lapina wanted to capture and interrogate Zenobia. But if he could show her proof of her father's madness, maybe she would join the rebellion.
You know, I don't think I ever got that letter.
The
Maybe I
rebellion had
have.
started after atrocities that the Empire hushed up. Renato
Ow!
had rescued a priest whose order had been massacred for one book. He had slept in a burnt village. Dead kittens and puppies had come to tell him what the Empire...
Yeah, we heard about the dead puppies. It's just depressing. I don't want to hear that again. Hey!
Cowardly warlocks. Why would they come close? We could kill them.
Did he just die because he was out of bounds? Did you see how he got stuck in the wall there? See, I'm not the only one who can do it. And frog legs. Frog legs everywhere. I wonder if there's actually a scene where this doesn't happen.
The observatory was a burning hulk. Dead scientists and black feathers everywhere. The ravens had taken care to burn the reanimated witness to cinders. Zenobia stared around. "Shh, take me to your council," she said, shaken. "I have things to tell them." It was what Renato had gambled on. The Zenobia would turn against her father once she knew his madness. But the rebel base was secret. Could he really risk taking the Emperor's daughter there, even if she did love him?
Oh, I know that this could be the bad ending. I don't think we unlocked anything
Renato
new.
reached Lapino by far.
I really don't think we unlocked anything new this time.
As they touched the ground,
And that stings a little bit.
Hypatia had been the first woman who'd ever tried to convince Renato he was smart. He knew he wasn't nearly as clever as he thought he was. But she'd pushed him to think things through. She had a vision of him that was better than his own.
In case you don't remember, Hypatia was Peter's mother, who Renato promised that... Well, actually, it's more like he promised Hypatia... Sorry about that. He promised Hypatia that he'd take care of Peter, and... Well, that did not end well.
She could send orders to the fleet that would leave their defenses wide open. The rebels could sail right in and capture the Emperor. Victory. Not too many casualties.
They caught their breath under a ruined arch.
It's beautiful, she said.
This was the library of Ubar, he said. Your father's ravens thought they had an ancient book. She nodded.
Was she crying? This was exactly what I wanted, Renata thought. To turn her to our...
Okay. You again, you again, you again! Ugh, 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 ugh. That works. No, it
Say
doesn't.
goodnight, Gracie, said Renato, wondering who Gracie was.
I don't think I know that reference. Who is Gracie? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Gonna die again, it'll be my own undoing. Like usual.
long stairs. So he was close to the rebel base. Nothing was on fire. So far, so good.
Renato checked to make sure his sword was still working. Yep.
It probably wouldn't actually hurt for me to get... Oh, hey! Invasion! The invasion of the Chaos Nation! Welcome, welcome, welcome! How you guys doing? How was streaming?
The council toads swarmed around Zenobia. Shocked she was there. Shocked she had
Welcome,
changed
Raiders!
sides.
Whee!
Then
Yes, we.
the walls exploded. He heard toads croaking, "Oh, the ravens!" Blackbirds were pouring through holes everywhere. "It's a trap!" cried the council
I don't
speaker.
like you, Council
In the
Speaker.
confusion, he saw
I
flashes
just want
of
to say
magic.
that out right now.
Then Zenobia being hustled off
When
by
was he
Imperial
given a
troops.
sword?
She had betrayed him after all.
Renato ran for his ship.
The Farfarer flew into the
How
clouds,
did you do the
barely
Monty
losing the
spin?
Imperial
Oh,
ravens pursuing him.
okay.
The rebellion was lost, and he had lost it. There was nothing to do but find Zenobia and make her pay for her treachery.
Yeah, I don't think we unlocked anything new this
His
route.
heart ached.
I came in here and I was
He
so
still
scared
loved
and I
her.
was like, what? I
But he
added you to
trusted
the
her,
mod.
and he had been a
face.
fool. She would be back at the fleet, gloating with her mad, bloodthirsty father. For all Renato knew, she was helping him bring back the old lost gods back from their exile.
Yeah, I don't think we unlocked anything new. I meant to, I'm sorry.
Renato landed in the middle of the Imperial fleet. The rebels were losing badly. Without leadership, it was a slaughter. Renato felt strangely free, trying not to think about how he had lost the war, trying not to think about how he had loved Zenobia, blinded himself to her treachery.
This is a shortcut.
That's what it meant to be a hero.
Avoid some
To
fights.
keep on fighting after the most bitter cat.
And plus, they'll give me some. Kill Zenobia. I think I've done all that I can do on the Lapina route. In all honesty, yeah, I think I've done all I can do on that one. Also, Crow, you don't need to be here because, like, spoilers. Spoilers. How's the game going, Suzu? Pop out here. It's going
happened
pretty
to the
good.
Pluto?
I accidentally
The
got.
Mad Rabbit fled to safety.
I got
Only
two
forlornly
very.
carrying on like the few rebels Renato could see here or there.
Yes,
It
look,
didn't
but
matter
sleep
anymore.
is good. Yes.
All there was
Yeah,
slash
good
and
night,
spin,
Decaden.
parry and lunge, over and over as he fought his way across the fleet.
I hope you had
All
fun
there
on
was
you.
was finding the girl he'd once slugged, who had used his love against him and putting as big a hole in her heart as she'd
Crow
left in
murder.
his.
Yeah.
something he'd
19
seen in the
meters.
play once.
Sorry. Okay, yeah. They're all ravens. All your enemies are ravens or some type of raven. Okay, I'm gonna go on alert for spoiler's sake. You won't miss much. We already got. We were able to unlock one ending, and then we got two very bad endings. I didn't know that was even possible. Yeah, two very bad endings. Let's see, up here. Spam, spam. Dash, dash, dash. Dash, dash. Going all out. Space Pro is lurking. Thank you so much for lurking, Space Pro. Good night, Decaden. Everybody still.
And suddenly, Zenobia was there, advancing a Lapino. So the Mad Rabbit had survived. Save me, or I'm done for! Screamed Lapino. Zenobia turned, showing her teeth in a smile. You're alive! Renato ran towards the witch. Lapino's the one who betrayed you! She shouted. He warned my father! Before he could think, Renato sank his sword into the sorceress. She stared at him, heartbroken. No! Lapino's the traitor!
Yeah.
Renato had an awful, sinking feeling in his stomach. Then, he felt a knife in his back.
If I remember
I'm afraid
correctly,
she's
this
right,
is the one
said the
that we
Mad
got
Rabbit.
in our earlier
Ain't I a
first stream.
stinker? Then, the sun went out.
I think it was either the first
Damn
stream.
it.
Yeah, it was the first stream. And we didn't even unlock a new ending. Yep, same thing. No, we're going down the Iblis route, or a different route maybe. Not Lapino. Lapino's... I think we got all the ones for Lapino. Okay.
The clouds parted over
In
the
all
Isles of
fairness,
Boreas. It
I
was
just
time
really want to see more of
choose.
those endings.
The rebellion was in trouble. Ravens were scouting for the secret rebel base. They needed a game changer.
Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced.
Sky Ripper again.
Renato knew that using it could go catastrophically wrong. But he was sure he could figure out how to use it safely. Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Iblis stone was hidden there. It was a dangerous artifact. It could corrupt its user into a bloodthirsty monster. Maybe he could find a way to use it. To take its power without surrendering to its wickedness. And also, his old
No,
friend
Lapino don't need rescuing.
Of course. Renato had a pretty strong suspicion that Lapino had betrayed the rebellion. And he had a gut feeling that he needed to use that to his advantage.
Let's go Iblis.
The island was windswept desert. No one went there except ostriches and ostrich hunters.
The Iblis stone. It would whisper promises in his ear, offer him power for blood. But this time, Renato was sure he could master it.
We'll
And
do
so,
get one more
Renato went
ending,
ostrich
and
hunting.
we'll take a quick break. Quick 15-minute break.
Every child could sing verses about the Sky Ripper, but ancient codices held hints of other things. A stone that ate souls, a ruby that drank blood, a jewel only a righteous man could give away.
Were all these things the Iblis stone? Long hidden in a buried temple? Another ancient item that was only resurfacing now? Drawn up from the deeps by the Emperor's horrific rituals? Kid Black is the new dead.
Not cool, buddy. That wasn't even funny. I'm disappointed in you, Ronaldo. I expected better. I wonder, can I get you guys stuck in the wall too? No, you just bounce off. That's good to know. Oh! I didn't get hit. That's the main thing. For some odd reason, I did not get hit.
Cawing in frustration. They were still searching for a way in. Good. And he hadn't come too late.
Let's see. If I remember this. Ow! Won't matter. I get another level up and I'm home. Maybe I need to pay attention to what I'm doing. I saw that!
Renata felt ready to take on new powers.
Maybe there's some help. Yeah, there's some help. No, you know what? I'm sure this is a shortcut. Let's see. Oh. Gotta level up. Okay. You know, yeah, I did get a level up. Just used to seeing that green aura, and I think because of the Iblis Stone power up I got, it's not going to show. Or maybe it is showing, it's just mixing in weird.
Renato had heard stories of a dungeon where chests were filled with potions and weapons. Fairy tales.
Alright. More speed. More dashing. Because I am dashing. Haha. I mean, technically I've been dashing this whole entire time pretty much. Except when I can't. Wonderful job. Just open the gate, Bernardo. Alright, let's go.
Ravens at least could not get past this point. Obviously the temple builders knew how to deal with tomb raiders.
Did they though? Did they really? I'm starting to think. Also, this is supposed to be a puzzle, but really, you don't really have to do anything except just mash Y.
How far exactly did these things travel?
Zoom, zoom, zoom. Oh, I just walked right through it.
It was a stone of the purest blackness. It reflected no light, like a void made solid. Nervous, he picked it up. Who said that? It was the stone. Eager, thirsty. That seemed tempting and terribly wrong. Zenobia was the Emperor's greatest general and a potent witch. But they had been close once.
And he had a sneaking suspicion the gem would try to control him.
Why not capture the core of Skyripper instead? It was the eye of a lost god torn out by the transcendent Emperor to power his greatest weapon.
Get to the core,
said the stone anxiously.
But But even though Renato knew how evil the gem was, he had a clever plan for dealing with it.
Is this gonna be an instant death one? I really want to check this one out.
The gem could give great power, but it was evil. But Renato had a plan. He would divide the stone into the power half and the evil half. He sought out the sage Calaveras.
Oh, you need a mirror of splitting.
Croaked Calaveras.
Oh no.
I
Oh
can make
no.
one.
Calaveras set up various shiny things. And soon Renato was setting the stone down in the middle of Calaveras' lab.
Oh no.
It was a flash, and now Renato was looking at himself. Except the mustache, and a goatee and darker hair. There were two Iblis stones. One light and one dark. Renato took the light one. He felt a rush of great power. Now I could defeat the Emperor. Wait a minute. Unfortunately, he couldn't think of any way to use it without hurting someone. That
No.
wouldn't be nice. Give me that, said his evil-looking twin. And he drew his sword. He only got it halfway out of the scabbard when he fainted from the effort. Obviously, neither weak, evil Renato nor powerful ice Renato was any threat to the Empire. After the Emperor's victory, they were exhibited in a museum until time ended, which was soon after.
That.
He had tried something bold and paid the price for it.
I knew it was gonna end terribly, but I
Every
did
child
not
could sing verses about the
expect
Sky
that
River,
at all.
But ancient codicy, well,
What's going on here? Okay, it's just a chest. Let's go the correct path next. How's that? Oh well.
what was he doing here? Last time, the stone had fought him for possession of his own soul.
I mean, that was my own fault. I did say we were gonna take a break after this. I think. Or was it after another ending? There's just so many bad endings. Oh!
Ravens were already here, cawing in frustration. They were still searching for a way in. Good. And he hadn't come too late.
Onward. Wait, no, I don't want that. Woo!
Well then, now you're foxed.
I'm not actually a shortcut, was it? Just... Maybe it was a shortcut just so I didn't have to deal with the fireballs. I need to keep the ice sword on me then. Shutting us out on our own streams, 1, 2. Wait, what's going on? What's going on in the chat over there?
Wait, what? How was he outside? Hadn't he taken an elevator into the depths of the earth?
Mocking your own game creation there, gang. Oh, no! I'm pretty sure that Raven was different than before. It's not the typical Warlock Raven. So usually when we get a new enemy like that, it likes to do an introduction.
There had to be some way to use the Iblis stone. It was old, wasn't it? People are so much cleverer now. And Renato was pretty sure he was cleverer than most people.
No, you're not. If you were really smart, you wouldn't have gone back into this book.
The Ravens at least could not get past this point. Obviously, the temple builders knew how to deal with tomb raiders. Renato was no physicist, but he could have sworn something was wrong with the trajectory of these cannonballs. It was a stone of the purest blackness.
Okay, let's skip this
It reflected
part.
no light, like a void. It was the stone, eager, thirsty. That seemed tempting and terribly wrong. Zenobia was the Emperor's greatest general and a potent witch. But they had been close
I wish
once,
we could skip
and
the
he had a sneaking
choices.
suspicion the gem would try to control him. Why not capture the core of Sky Ripper instead? It was the eye of a lost god torn out by the Transcendent Emperor to power his greatest weapon. It's the core, said the stone anxiously. But even though Renato knew how evil the gem was, he had a clever plan for dealing with it.
The clever plan. That was just so silly.
Why was he listening to a talking rock? Ah, but the rock had a point. If the stone could truly turn him into a powerful warrior, he could defeat the Emperor with the very weapon the wicked old toad had sought for himself. To be a hero, you had to sacrifice old friends sometimes, especially when they've become enemies.
Follow the yellow exclamation point road. I might as well try, even if it gets me instant death.
As he placed the impossibly black crystal in his gauntlet, Renato had a sudden vision. Charred fields covered in dead ravens below a black
Ooh,
sun.
now it's
Was it
purple.
the time of the lost gods before the Transcendent Emperor? Was it the future?
Feed souls, it whispered. Take the power.
He could feel the stone's hunger for souls, its thirst for blood. All right, I get it.
This was going to be interesting.
It's like we willingly, yeah, we did. We willingly chose a terrible answer. And the narrator just knows it. He's like, well, this is going to be interesting. Let's see how this is going to end. I need to try out some of these
On
other
Zenobia's
shows.
island were no match for Renato. They screamed as the stones sucked out their souls. And with each death, he felt stronger. Take the power, the stone told him.
I really need to try the...
He couldn't do worse with Zenobia than he'd done with the core, could he?
Technically, is there really such thing as a worse at this point? Because I found 3 very... Ow.
Ha! Bet you never saw that coming.
Yeah, I bet you never saw let them do your next move. Never let them see or know your next move, yeah. Oh, hi.
Zenobia was waiting for Renato. She was alone, confident as always. Fire danced at the tips of her claws.
Are you here to surrender?
Are you laughing at me?
She seemed as cocksure as he felt. But she didn't know he had the stone.
She should.
And I missed you too, love.
He chuckled. She spotted the stone and bolted without another word.
Yeah, run, kitty, run! Actually, no. Come back here, kitty. It doesn't matter. Come back here, kitty.
Now, before I kill you guys, you know, I can do smoothie around here.
Yeah. Talk about being cool. You should be afraid
Finally,
of me.
Renato caught up to her.
Kitty.
He had
Yeah,
never seen
kitty,
her
kitty,
scared
kitty, kitty.
before. At school, she'd been the determined, brave one. Now her eyes were wide, frightened. He didn't like seeing her this way. Kill her, whispered the stone. You cannot win your rebellion without it. Please. No, said Zenobia. Not that way. Oh, they had been so close once. Could he really feed her soul to his demonic gem? But if he spared her, he would not get the full power of the stone. Oh, how could he be the hero he wanted to be?
Okay. I know this sounds bad, but she did push me off the ship for flirting with her. I mean, there's gotta be some payback for that.
With a flick of his wrist, he slashed Zenobia's throat.
Oh.
Her eyes
Oh, that's
widened
dark.
even more. Then the light went out of them. Renato felt amazing. Power was rushing into him like
Oh.
water from a burst dam. Oh, such brilliance, exulted the Iblis stone. Tasty.
Cringe.
He felt a bit bad about killing her. He was pretty sure she still loved him. But needs must when the devil drives. Renato returned to the Farfarer and set a course for the Nexus. The Empire had a communication outpost there. He could call the Emperor directly.
It was time to seize the outpost and let the Emperor know what he had done.
You either die as a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
The
Whoops,
Nexus
sorry,
was
guys.
beautiful. He never realized how beautiful. Everything glowed. The wind was so sweet. The sun so soft. The stones so warm. Black raven feathers. Black feathers. Suddenly, his eyes are filled. He's falling through smoke under a dead sun. A voice calls him home. Is this a vision? Whose? Is this the time of the lost gods? Or the future? No matter. What mattered now was killing his way to the Imperial outpost and challenging the Emperor from there.
Oh, wait. Yeah. I like this one so far. I mean, it got really dark again. But I mean, what did you expect? You're supposed to kill her when you select the kill option. Bang, bang, flash up. I saw that! Alrighty. Here, this is how you open the chest.
Up ahead was Lapino.
What
Lapino?
was he doing here? Bernardo! Hey, buddy! Hey there, old buddy! Please don't kill me! Why would I kill you? Asked Bernardo, although...
I mean, he deserves it.
Thinking about it. Well, you've become... look, I mean, no disrespect at all here. Kind of evil? Maybe you should, I don't know, go to the mountains to have a think? See if maybe you're sure the stone is not all that healthy a thing to keep? I suppose you won't, Bernardo said, and poked Lapino in the chest for emphasis. Oh, had he just killed Lapino? Oh, damn it. He'd go to the outpost, use their far speaker, tell the Emperor what he'd done, and then he'd go to the secret rebel base, let them know he was ready to lead them to victory. Renato rampaged.
I can't help but laugh at that scene. It's like he poked Lapino in the chest for emphasis. Oh, did he kill Lapino?
After all, he wanted a word with the Emperor. But there was only silence. The Emperor was scared, like a little girl. Well, he would gather the rebel army and slaughter the Imperial fleet. Yes! Applauded the Iblistone. Tremendous. Then the Emperor would have to answer his far speaker, wouldn't he? Who are you? Asked a distant voice that sounded uncomfortably like Zenobia. What have you become? The mountains. Go to the mountains, urged another that sounded a bit like Lapino.
Listen to the distant voices. Return to fight. Stab people.
Renato called the rebel council to let them know to gather their forces. Then he killed the far speaker Toad. Why? Oh, because to make sure his sword was sharp. Oh no, that's awful. So no one else could use it. Yes, that's it. Then he set off for the ruins and the secret rebel base.
Getting a little
The ruins were crawling with ravens.
bloodthirsty
Probably
here.
looking for the secret base, Renato thought. But then he realized they're probably looking for me. They must be very scared of me. Well, here I am. You are the best warrior ever, whispered the Iblistone. And he had to agree with it, for once. Who was as good as Renato?
I mean, nobody. I'm the best, clearly. And normally I would die at this point, but I mean, really, I am the best right now. Look at this.
Renato was so happy. The stone was the best friend he'd ever had.
Really?
Really? Who would bury such a treasure in the desert? Soon, he'd go rally the rebellion and usher a new age to the islands of Erda. You are the best, urged the stone. Let me make you Emperor. Come to think of it, Renato thought as he put down another raven. Why shouldn't I be Emperor? How did anybody get to be Emperor anyway? By making war. I mean, not counting the transcendent Emperor, obviously, who had banished the lost gods and restarted time. Yes, he should be Emperor. He would make a great Emperor. Right, Stone? Oh, right, boss. Long stairs. So he was close to the rebel base. He was on fire. So far, so good.
And you... That's why... Nice! I'm moving faster than the game.
Renato strode into the council. Let's do this thing. Let's make me emperor. They looked confused and nervous. Ah, had he mentioned the emperor thing? He meant to bring that up later. I mean, let's go win this rebellion. He waved his sword around encouragingly. They ran. Cowards.
Oh.
He'd stop them. He cut down a few to inspire the others. But soon, there was no one to cut down. Well then, he'd have to attack the fleet alone. More for me, he said. Unless it was the stone that said it. Traitors. Traitors, all of them. They'd run rather than following him, rather than cheering him. What should he do to the cowards? Anything he wanted to. After all, he was a true hero, the best warrior there ever was. No one could stop him now. But first, finish him. The Emperor, that is.
Did you actually mean the Emperor, or...?
Where was the rebel fleet? They weren't even trying an assault.
You killed them!
They were going to miss a day in history. The downfall of this dynasty, and a new one to take its place. He didn't have to kill all the ravens. He could enslave them. And enslave the toads too. All the animals would worship him as a god. He had once been a god. They would willingly give him their blood and their souls.
Alright, who
And
we're
the world
talking?
would change. Would become familiar again.
Who's talking now? Is it Renardo? Is it the stone? Nice.
Renato was glowing with dark power. Already the sun had dimmed. He could do anything, he realized. He could wrap the island safely in smoke again. He was beyond a hero. He was going to become a god again. How odd, he thought, that the Iblis had nothing to say about any of this. Well, no matter. Once he killed this petty toad emperor, he would bring back the Black Sun.
Alright, go across. Go across.
Soon he'd confront the Emperor. Funny that this whole war had come about because the Emperor feared death. And now it was coming for him. There was some sort of lesson there, wasn't there?
Nice! And another chapter finished. Well, another ending.
He found the Emperor and the Council huddling by his ship, plotting. They saw him and cowered before him.
Back to hell, fiend.
Croaked the Emperor desperately.
In the name of the Transcendent Emperor!
Croaked the speaker. They held some arcane items he didn't recognize. He simply flexed his will and sucked their souls out of their bodies.
Woohoo!
And Iblis exulted. It is finished. And the void that had been a mere stone on a sword expanded. It stretched and ripped like a vast womb. And a gaze black and pitiless as the sun passed through the void into the land. And so time ended.
I got a level up. A hero who fully embraces power, who transcends being a hero, who dares to become, well, you know. Alrighty. So, we got a couple bad endings there. But we managed to get at least 2 at the endings. I was hoping for more. But I mean, I keep choosing the bad ones anyway, so that's only my fault. Alright, we are going to take a 15-minute break. And I will see you in a little bit. Well, not see, talk to you. Hydrate, yes. Hydrate, everyone. Quick breather, quick break, quick break. Be back in 15 minutes. Hey everybody, I'm back. Hope you will get. Oh, hope I hope everyone got a few things done in that 15 minutes. A good solid break, because we're gonna hop right back in it. There's a route we can take when we don't kill Zenobia. Hopefully that's not a bad route. Hopefully. That's the key word here. Well, I mean, it's gonna end badly, but at this point,
The clouds parted over the Isles of Boreas. It was time to
bad,
choose.
and then there's
The
very
rebellion
bad.
was in trouble.
So
Ravens were
bad that you
scouting
didn't
for the
even get
secret
to an
rebel
ending,
base.
kind of bad.
They
And then
needed a
there's
game
the
changer.
one good ending.
Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Renata knew that using it could go catastrophically wrong. But he was sure he could figure out how to use it safely.
Okay, that's the wrong button.
Also,
Actually, audio, music, dialogue, fits, graphics, activate hero path rewards. What's this button do? Never mind.
Temple had risen out of empty desert. The Iblis
I'm
stone
still
was
learning
hidden
things
there.
about this game.
It was a dangerous artifact. It could corrupt its user into a bloodthirsty monster. Maybe he could find a way to use it. To take its power without surrendering to its wickedness. And also, his old friend Lapino needed rescuing. Of course, Renato had a pretty strong suspicion that Lapino had betrayed the rebellion. And he had a gut feeling that he needed to use that to his advantage.
So,
The island.
okay, so we got that going.
Every child could
Welcome
sing
back.
verses about the
Yes,
Sky
welcome
Ripper,
back.
but ancient codices held hints of other things. A stone.
Running into fillers. Yep, that's how you always want to start your game back.
What was he doing here? The last time, the stone had fought him for possession of his own soul.
Oh!
The ravens were already here, cawing in frustration. They were still searching for a way in. Good. Then he hadn't come too late.
Oh, yeah, that's right, I leveled up.
Nice. That could be useful.
That could yes, that could be very useful. Also need to extend that. And just extend that further. Kick and throw distance are increased. That might actually be the worst one. I'm not looking forward to that one. And hook shot damage. Hook shot speed. Stunning dash. Yeah, I might do this one. Go over, finish the dash. And then the stronger.
Those flames really bring out your eyes.
Which way's the shorter way, though? This one is not it. This one's clearly not it.
immune to the laws of gravity.
Yeah, you don't want to use the fire sword near the bombs. Oh, okay. I was expecting something to happen, but no. I just got caught on the edge.
There had to be some way to use the Iblis stone. It was old, wasn't it? People are so much cleverer now. And Renato was pretty sure he was cleverer than most people.
Let's see how fast I can get this
The
next
Ravens
one.
at least could not get past this point. It was a stone of the purest blackness. It reflected no light.
Skip,
Like a
skip, skip, skip,
void.
skip.
It was the stone. Eager. Thirsty. That seemed tempting and terribly wrong. Zenobia was the Emperor's greatest general and a potent witch.
I'm
But they had
trying to
been
skip.
close once.
Not an option.
And he had a sneaking suspicion the gem would try to control him. Why not capture the core of Sky Ripper instead? It was the eye of a lost god torn out by the transcendent Emperor to power his greatest weapon. Not the core, said the stone anxiously. But even though Renato knew how evil the gem was, he had a clever plan for dealing with it. Why was he listening?
Okay. Now we're going to try to spare Zenobia.
As he placed the impossibly black crystal in his gauntlet, Renato had a sudden vision. Charred fields covered in dead ravens below a black sun.
Or should we kill her
Was
and
it the
try to go
time
for
of
the
the lost
other?
gods before the transcendent emperor?
We should
Was
go
it
to
the
the
future?
mountains.
Feed souls, it whispered. Take the power. He could feel the stone's hunger for souls, its thirst for blood. All right, I get it. This was going to be
How
interesting.
many times have I done this stage today or this stream alone? There's just so many ways that this can go wrong, I suppose.
Just trying to teach you how to fly.
Wait, they don't know how to fly?
The ravens on Zenobia's island were no match for Renato. They screamed as the stones sucked out their souls, and with each death, he felt stronger. Take the power, the stone told him. He couldn't do worse with Zenobia than he'd done with the core, could he? Boy, if looks could kill.
But I don't mean to be so quiet. There's not really much else to be said. Until we get at least to a new story option. Let's see. Yeah, I think we went the right way.
Zenobia was waiting.
Yeah, run, kitty, run. Oh no! You're
Finally,
scared,
Renato
huh?
caught up to her. He had never seen her scared before. At school, she'd been the determined, brave one. Please, no, said Zenobia. Not that way. Oh, they had been so close once. Could he really feed her soul to his demonic gem? But if he spared her, he would not get the full power of the stone. Oh, how could he be the hero he wanted to be? With a flick of his wrist.
Yeah, Zenobia down. And then I
The
think...
Nexus was beautiful. He'd never realized how beautiful. Everything glowed. The wind was so sweet. The sun so... No.
It is kind of funny just seeing the ravens just like shoo over the ridge. I think this is the shortcut. Picky, picky, picky. This way. Not barrier. Portal!
Up ahead was Lupino.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna kill him again. He still deserved it.
He'd go to the outpost.
And then I'm gonna kill the forest speaker toad.
Renato rampaged through the Imperial outpost like a water buffalo rampaging. At the last moment, he remembered not to kill the far speaker toad.
But there was only silence. The Emperor was scared, like little girl.
Well, he would gather the rebel army and slaughter
that
the
was weird.
Imperial fleet.
No, it was just something I heard
Applauded
at,
the Iblistone.
I think I heard coming down the road.
Then the
I
Emperor
felt
would
it
have
too,
to
it
answer
was
his far
The
speaker,
weird,
wouldn't he?
um,
Who are you? Asked a distant voice that sounded uncomfortably like Zenobia. What have you become? The mountains. Go to the mountains, urged another
yeah,
that
the
sounded
yellow
a
exclamation
bit like
block
Lupino.
road. Go.
What are you doing? Demanded the Iblistone. I need to think, Renato told it. You're not good at
said the Iblastone.
You're gonna be killing. It's what you do. It's your destiny.
But he set sail for the mountains, where he could be alone with his thoughts.
I'm curious how this is gonna end.
Why were there Raven Scouts here in the empty mountains? Was there nowhere he could find peace and quiet? There were other ravens here too. Shadowy ones, transparent, lining the path. Ghosts. They cawed as he passed, but didn't try to stop him. Spectators. Had he really killed that many ravens?
Yes, actually. Well, I have. A ton, actually.
Then he saw her.
Oh.
Zenobia. She was a ghost too. She ran off when she saw him. How could a ghost be afraid? He followed her. He had to.
I hope they're enjoying, hope everyone is enjoying the stream. I hate to think that I'm boring you guys. That's definitely not something I would want. Or, that's not something I do. I can't speak. I can't speak. But I don't want to bore anyone. That's definitely not my goal when I'm doing this stream. I want people to have fun and just feel as relaxed as I am when I'm doing this. Yes, I am enjoying the game. Good. I'm not even fighting any more ravens. They're just ghosts all around. This is a little uncomfortable. Okay, there is more ravens to fight. Good. Hi, Zenobia.
Renato
Goodbye.
followed Zenobia's ghost. Had he gone mad, seeing ghosts? Was she running from him or leading him somewhere?
No
He'd come
offense.
here to be alone, but he'd never been less alone in his life. Every raven he had slain haunted these rocks. Was this who he was? A killer. He was terribly good at killing. It was an adventure. Or was that just another word for killer? Whispered the stone.
It is what you must do. Embrace this destiny.
I will say this, the NPC ghost for Zenobia has actually shown more movement as far as moving somewhere than she has. I mean, sure, she'll wave her arms and have the different, models, but she won't actually move. So it's just so weird seeing her move like that. Upwards, here we go. Hi, Zenobia. Let's go. What are you trying to tell me, Zenobia? Or am I just going mad?
He tried to focus on the job he had to do. The rebellion. Wasn't there a battle coming soon? There'd be ravens to kill. Even an emperor. Such killing. Much wow. Oh, he'd never been so excited.
Huh.
At the end of the mountain path, Zenobia awaited him. Why did you kill me? She said. I was your prisoner, and I loved you. I needed the power, he said. Haven't you heard? There's a war on. Then what's your excuse for killing me?
You deserved it!
Lapino, stepping out of the shadows.
Because of the traitor? Said Renato. Once, Lapino didn't reply. The demon has twisted you, said Zenobia. Abandon the stone.
You've lost too much already. Her words bit deeper than any sword ever had. So he shook his head, and once again swung his blade through her and Lapino. It had to all mean something. If he gave up the stone now, he would have sacrificed Zenobia and Lapino for nothing.
So, Renato set course for the Imperial fleet, where he would end it all. The Emperor, the war, the madness.
Man, I just love the look for unhinged Ronaldo. He's just
Renato boarded an Imperial ship. No one could stop him slashing his way towards the Emperor. Yes, that was right. To give up now would be to lose everything for nothing. But if he could liberate the land from the Mad Emperor, then he could give up the stone in peace. And those were absolutely his own thoughts. Not the stone manipulating him, right?
Oh, yes, exulted the stone. Feel your power. We'll make history today.
He could hear a tiny voice within him.
Don't kill the Emperor. The stone will eat your soul.
Was it madness?
I have to kill the Emperor, he told himself. That's what it meant to be a hero. To do what had to be done, no matter how terrible the cost. Yes. And then you can have peace, promised the stone. The tiny voice, whatever it was silent. He couldn't see ghosts around him, but he could feel them. If he gave up now, they would be angry. They would have all died for nothing. Who could give up this kind of power? Could anyone? Oh, he was just a fox with a talent for sword play. How had this burden come to him? The Emperor offered the sword. Peace. Yes, peace. That is what he wanted now.
I didn't miss that combo. Let's see. Going up. Yep, we're going this way.
Soon he'd confront the Emperor. Again. This time, he'd make an end of him. He'd screwed up last time, but he had a good feeling about this time.
Oh, a little bit of a... I have to wonder if whoever created this game had a passive aggressiveness towards Ravens, or just didn't like them in general. Ravens are pretty smart, and you can buy their loyalty easy, but they're loyal to you. They're loyal to you until you run out of the food. I've seen some
The Emperor
people
was
have
cowering in front of his ship.
oh.
No, please don't kill me.
Croaked Emperor Isengrim III.
Here, take the crown.
Oh,
I don't
that
want
looks
it
cool.
anymore.
You must kill him, or he will have his troops. He will send assassins.
Please, have mercy. The rebellion is us one. Or you could be emperor. I'll just go be a scientist, or minstrel, or sell gummy bears. I promise not to bother you.